It wasn't the singing. It was the choice of song.
But that's a stone cold classic, is that?
Yes, it might be on one of your naffy cruise ships. But Save Your Love, My Darling, Save Your Love by Rennie and Renato does not cut the mustard on dry land.
Naffy cruise ships. I was on the mega ship, thank you. They used to call me Bel Canto.
Bel Canto? You sure you've heard that correct?
Do you know what? I don't need to listen to this. I quit. Glenda has left the building.
The talk of the street.
Talk of the street.
The talk of the street.
Talk of the street.
The talk of the street.
Talk of the street.
The talk of the street.
Talk of the street.
Hello and welcome to episode 384 of The Talk of the Street, an unofficial Coronation Street catch-up podcast that is relieved to see that the show is keen to stick to its roots and give the audience what they want by having summer collapse in a heap again. I'm Gavin.
And I'm stuffed.
Oof, aren't we all?
Yes, I had pie for breakfast, as did most Americans.
You cow.
You had pie for breakfast too.
I did not. I didn't have any breakfast this morning.
What?
Yeah.
You ate nothing?
I had my pea and ham soup. That's the only thing I've eaten today.
Oh, must have been somebody else. Did
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving, yes.
Or Happy Thursday.
Yes. I enjoyed spending time explaining American things to British people yesterday.
Oh, you love explaining things.
Too. Like,
That's your favourite thing, I think.
like what cornbread is.
That was about my only complaint, I would say. That cornbread was honking.
Yeah. I think it was missing the Jack Daniels.
No,
It was especially dry.
It was very dry.
Yeah. Yeah. It baked drier than because we had to buy vegetarian cornbread mix because the regular cornbread mix, which has lard in it,
there we go.
was out.
We had lard in the fridge as well.
We do have lard in the fridge. I should have just added some lard, but I figured it's going to be mixed with sausage, so it's not. It should be fine. It was a little dry, which is fine. It's all right. They can't all be winners.
No, they can't.
They can't all be winner chicken dinners.
Right.
And then Christopher Anstey asked me on Blue Sky if all Americans wrapped their turkeys with bacon, because apparently it happened on ER once, but it was the British lady on ER who did it, and all of the Americans were weirded out. And I was like, yeah, it's just me. It's just something I do. I'm sure there are other Americans who do it, but it's just my thing. This is my thing, and it's wonderful this time of year going through my Facebook memories and looking at all the turkeys past. You know, because you always post a picture of the bacon-wrapped turkey stuffed with sausage.
No animals were harmed in the making of this Thanksgiving dinner, apart from all the animals.
Except for cows. We're responsible in that way because pigs and turkeys use up less resources and put less methane out into the atmosphere than cows do. So we were ethically responsible in our consuming of meat on Thanksgiving.
Cows got off relatively scot-free in their Thanksgiving.
Yes.
So the methane producers are left alone.
Yes.
To produce methane.
Right, yes. But if we're not consuming them, then
they're farting.
Then there should be less of them farting, because farmers are like, well, if the brooms aren't eating cows, then maybe we should produce less cows.
How are you otherwise?
Yeah, fine. Been busy today. It's Black Friday, isn't it? So lots of people have been buying things for me, so I
that's good.
had to wrap up a ship. I had to ship a ship today.
Really, is that ship going to make it in one piece?
It should. I wrapped in bubble wrap and put lots of paper and stuff around it in the box. So, and that's that giant box that Benny's chair came in, gone from the garage. So that's nice. Yes. How are you?
Yeah, I'm super.
Are you?
No. Shall we preamble, my dear?
Yes, please.
Give us some of that gobble gobble Corrie news.
Condolences to the family of Lynn Verall, who died this week at the age of 76.
Oh, no, I saw that. That was so sad.
Yes. She played Summer's Gran, Geraldine Spellman.
Horrible, horrible Granny Spellman.
Yes. And she died of MND
in
in Paris.
Oh.
But yes, the fact that she died of MND, I was like, wow. It makes me wonder if maybe she was an inspiration for that storyline
Oh.
with Paul.
Oh, that's really sad. That's even sadder. But Granny Spellman was
She was awful.
she was awful, but she was a superb villain.
Actor, yeah. Very good actor. Tina O'Brien has split from interior designer boyfriend Adam Faddle, who had been her +1 at Jack B. Shepherd's wedding this summer.
Oh, that's a wee shame.
Yes.
A tumultuous time for Tina O'Brien, given that her dad just passed away, didn't he?
Yes, he did. So our thoughts are with Tina because it's a hard.
Tough times.
Yes. And finally, Vicky Myers is apparently old enough to have a 29-year-old daughter.
What?
As she posted a sweet happy birthday message on Instagram to daughter Meg Henderson, who turned 29 this week.
I'm trying to do arithmetic in my head and it doesn't compute.
I know. But then again, when you stop and think about the fact that we have a 27-year-old child.
See, I imagine Swain, or
Vicky.
separating Swain from the Vicky.
Right.
I imagine Swain to be a good bit younger than us.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. She seems like she's in her late 40s.
Late 40s, you think? I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm just really bad at judging names. I'm really bad at judging ages, I guess.
It's still a little shocking. It's like, wait a second, her daughter's 29? That's amazing because Vicky does look great for her age.
She does. And she seems to be quite good at keeping her family out of the limelight, because I think this
Absolutely.
might be the first time that I've heard of her daughter.
Yes, yeah, she does seem to keep things fairly quiet as far as her personal life. She did during the Inside Soap Awards and stuff, when she won her awards and stuff, she thanked her brother, for being there for her and stuff. But yeah, other than that, she is fairly quiet, which is, I think, the way to go, isn't it?
Yes, and given the fandom, and
Yeah.
I slightly crossed the fandom this week, you find out about it very quickly.
Oh, did you cross the fandom this week?
I felt that I was being very fair, but maybe that's subjective.
Was it a Swarla issue?
It was a Swallow issue.
Yeah.
I posted something along the lines of, it's a fucking disgrace what they've done to Swain's character.
Yeah.
And it got a lot of support,
Yeah.
and then it got some detraction.
Yes. Let's not forget it was a Swarla fan who said that I was an apologist for white men or something.
Oh, you were an apologist for something.
Yeah. And that's Corrie News.
Wow. The whole gambit
Yes.
of Corrie News covered there. Thank you, Helen.
You're welcome.
We move on to a packed old mailbag in a section that I like to call Everyone's a Critic. I don't know how you can look at Swain and say that it isn't a travesty what's happened to her character.
No.
But anyway.
Anyway.
Well, Shemma writes, hi.
Hello.
Well, hi. I'm typing this while listening to the pod before we've even got to the episode synopsis. There is indeed an Archer's podcast. In fact, there are many. The one I listen to is called Ambridge on the Couch, and they do indeed complain about the recasting of voices, including that of Amber the Influencer, which is the role that Charlotte Jordan played.
Oh, she played an influencer?
Yes. Who the thunk?
Shocking.
No, how do you do a fish pout on the radio?
I don't know. I'm sure there's lots of
Maybe you make the noise.
maybe there's lots of like sound effects for like the clicking of cameras, even though your phone doesn't make a clicking sound when you take a picture.
Doesn't it?
You can make it make a sound, but it doesn't on its own, typically.
Not only have they changed the voice, but they've also changed the personality of the character. In fact, the whole podcast is generally full of moaning about the show. Sound familiar? No, it doesn't, Welsh Emma. It doesn't sound familiar at all. I did listen to Ambridge on the Couch this week, despite not knowing what
Anything about the
going on.
Archers, yeah.
Now I kind of have an idea. Well, I listened to Coastal News and I don't really watch Home and Away.
No.
And I still have 2 weeks off Neighbours before that finishes, and then I'll complete my
So
switch.
sad about that, even though I've never watched Neighbours.
Neighbours, since it came back, has been tremendous. I love it. It's my daily Monday to Thursday anyway.
Yeah.
Routine in the morning.
It's your happy Australian place.
It is my happy Australian place.
Yeah.
And it stars Rebecca Elmaloglu, who I met in
What?
the Hard Rock Cafe in Sydney
What?
in 1993, 1992, 1993. And she signed a cigarette packet, and then I lost the cigarette packet.
Shame on you.
And I've only just recently started to think that maybe it wasn't Rebecca Elmaloglu and just someone who looked like her.
Who signed her name on a cigarette
She
packet?
signed a name. Then Tina W. writes, if Helen's okay with Gavin saying flagship, then Gavin should be okay with Helen's beep beep noises
Yes!
at the start of the spoiler episodes.
Ha ha!
I'm just trying to bring you two together. You're welcome. Thanks for the content and happy Thanksgiving. You make a good point, Tina.
Yes.
Ian Les Paul writes, Charlotte Jordan will be much missed from the Archers. Okay, the character she played was right in her lane. Not much of a stretch for her actor chops. She played a socials influencer who was courting a guy in prison, posher than Daisy, but she just nailed the role. Definitely her real voice and accent. Her northern voice, Daisy, was always convincing. I hope they bring her back to the cobble sometime soon. Actually, her replacement in the Archers took over at a perfect time. The boyfriend is now out of jail. Most of the village hates him and he's unemployed and broke. Predictably, the relationship is cooling now that they no longer meet just once a week at visiting time.
Uh-oh.
She now has a different head on, literally. There are indeed lots of Archers podcasts that range from the downright twee to the would-be edgy. The Archers are a real cash cow. None of them compare to your own flagship, I need hardly say. Well, thank you very much, Ian.
Ooh.
And very good. And 2 bits of correspondence back to back.
About the Archers.
Mention of the flagship. Tom writes, the firm grip that Corrie podcast has on the British culture zeitgeist knows no bounds.
Oh, yes.
I was at a wild evening, a wonderful event with 4 female wildlife filmmakers, including Michaela Strachan, when she opened saying, it's great to be in London. One wag, not me, quipped back,
London.
This is what I've given. World, you're welcome.
Yes.
And Tom spotted another London
Did he?
from an older episode that he put me in touch with.
Oh,
So that's been added to the collection.
nice.
I've decided just to accept it. You know, I made this thing. It became viral. I came to resent this thing. Then I came to resent it more. And now I've decided just to accept it.
See, I don't resent the meme that you made so lovingly. I resent the people who don't give you credit. And I will continue to do so until the day that I die.
We have now made 30
Because
bucks.
I love you.
We have now made 30 bucks from it.
That was last week. We made $30.
Yeah, it's slow.
You know what I noticed when I was going through to find it so that I could post it when I posted Tom's Blue Sky skeet about it is the corrie in 20 seconds posts were really really popular. You'd get like thousands of hits on those.
The Corrie in 4 minutes.
Yeah.
20 seconds is, I think, unachievable. 4 minutes was quite difficult from time to time. Yeah, thousands
Yeah.
a day. I got thousands.
Yeah. It's crazy.
And I stopped doing it.
Because we don't get thousands on the episodes,
Nope.
which is,
An enormous amount of work went into that.
yeah.
But yeah, thousands, 4,000 or 5,000 per.
Yeah. It was crazy. I was like, wow, I did not realize that these got so many hits. This is how much I pay attention to our YouTube channel.
Thank you for saying it. It saves me from doing so. Wendy writes, I am so thankful to have your show. Lately I've
Aw.
been falling asleep watching, and this never happened before unless I was ill and on cold meds. Oh, those cold meds. But no, I've been healthy, and this all began about the time Kevin flew off the handle in the garage and pounded his brother with a wrench or tire iron. Can't remember. So happy Thanksgiving to you and your family.
I believe it was a wrench.
Thankful. Thank you, Wendy.
Yes.
And Cheeky writes, this week I am absolutely fed up with the Becky, Carla and Lisa storyline. On the one hand, Lisa should be smart enough to know when she's being played. This is my point exactly.
Yeah.
And I think Carla is entirely correct that the only reason Lisa keeps allowing these absolute shenanigans is because a large part of her is still in love with Becky, no matter how much she tries to hide it. Becky faking being drunk. Oh, we will get to that.
Oh, we will.
Was the last shred of credibility lost for this storyline. And at this point, I don't care which one of them kicks the bucket, whether that's Becky or Lisa, because neither really understands how to be a good separated partnership to support Betsy. It's a very good point.
Yeah.
On the other side of it, Carl deciding that it was a good idea to make it so that Tracy wasn't paid for her flowers is vindictive, and it will take a massive medical event for Carl to realise what he's done wrong and dirty. I don't know what happened to him in the meantime to make him such a bad person before he came to Weatherfield, but I can't wait for him to be kicked off the show as well. Hope you both had a wonderful Thanksgiving.
Oh, thank you.
I know there's been a lot on your plate recently, but I'm definitely grateful for the podcast. P.S. Fiz deserved the spa day she took. She's been dealing with both of those girls basically by herself for over 2 years.
That's true.
Thank you very much, Cheeky. That did make me laugh. Then Gary writes, regarding evil names that end in O, you just need to look at the DC supervillains.
Oh, well, yes.
Sinestro, Bizarro, Eclipso, Professor Ivo, Nick Necro, Dr. Psycho, Dr. Spectro, Flamingo, Count Vertigo, Titano, and I'm sure there are others.
Yes. Yes. I didn't even want to go that route because I know how you feel about comic book characters who aren't Batman.
They can't be very good.
I still think I win with Franco, who is a real terrible person.
Well, talking of which, WJL Maroon writes, not only Franco, but Mussolini. Despite the ties to two murderous dictators, I think O names are cool as well. Except Mussolini.
Mussolini ends in an I.
Ends in an I. But
what was,
let's just say that the thought was there.
what was Mussolini's first name? Oh, Benito. Okay, so that's probably what he was talking about. Is Mussolini's first name ends in an O. Benito Mussolini.
Oh, I thought they meant Mussolini, because sometimes you just have little brain farts.
At first, I was like...
It's a brain fart, isn't it?
At first, I'm like, Mussolini doesn't end in an O. But then I was like, wait, what was Mussolini's first name?
Oh, hold on.
What?
WJL Maroon has just replied on...
Real-time facts.
Real time,
people.
Because I replied, it was a YouTube comment, and I replied, Mussolino? And they've come back saying, well, that's embarrassing for me.
But I saved it from you because his first name is Benito, I think. Wait, let me check and make sure what Mussolini's...
It was.
Yeah. Yeah, Benito Mussolini. He was right. It's okay. And now all of a sudden...
Was that an Italian accent?
And all of a sudden I have an Italian accent.
Mamma mia. Oh dear. I love it when things happen in real time.
Yeah, it's fun. Did you console him with Benito?
Yes.
Okay, good.
I don't know why we assume it's a him.
Because that's the sort of mistake a man makes.
I don't know if that's even worse than all the Corrie news I've had to cut out. Feedback's always welcome. Send us your thoughts and I'll probably read them out. Get us at thetalkofthestreet@gmail.com, or our DMs are open at Corrie Podcast. Or we love it when people write actual letters to us. Send us your proper mail to the Talk of the Street, PO Box 12, Eaton Rapids, Michigan 48827. Please note that we reserve the right to edit feedback, but only in the interests of brevity. And now we'll podcast for coffee. We're drinking our own coffees this week. And I'm not going to make the usual pitch to tell you that you can be a friend of the podcast for as little as $2 a month on Patreon, Ko-Fi, or YouTube. But what I'm going to say is I will be tidying up the list of friends of the podcast at the end of the year, which is a task that I do every 6 months or so. People drop off, and that's absolutely fine. But I think it's only fair just to keep that list up to date to the people that are currently paying friends of the podcast.
Yes, that sounds good. Yeah. Things happen.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you are always a friend of the podcast in our hearts.
Yes. Yes. We do not bear a grudge.
Even you.
I said we do not bear a grudge.
Even you. All right. With that unpleasant business taken care of, shall we dive in, Medea?
Yes, please.
Okay, we'll start off this week with the lonely grave of Tia Wardley. On Monday, a nice wee breakfast at number 6 is rudely interrupted when Becky and Betsy burst in. Betsy loudly
Why?
announcing that
Why?
Becky received a wreath saying R.I.P. again.
Yes. Well, it said rest in peace again. They wrote out the whole word, which is even worse.
It cost them more money.
Yeah, which is why I think Becky did it. And also because she's a horrible person.
Now, this is where my credibility starts to get stretched. Because...
We never see the wreath.
Exactly. At no point does anybody ask to see this wreath.
No. Nobody. Not even Carla. Carla 100% accepts that this wreath has been sent.
I don't think Carla cares anymore. Carla, at this point, is whatever. But maybe Swain should have been interested in seeing this wreath.
Right, yes, because maybe seeing the wreath might tell you where the wreath came from, and then you can investigate it.
Mm-hmm. Like a proper detective.
Yes, like a proper detective.
And I'm like, so fucking what? You got a wreath, so what? Well, maybe stop hanging about in the community garden all the time.
Right,
Maybe
yes.
stop wandering about the street. Maybe go back to Spain then.
Yeah, maybe don't come immediately back here and threaten all of our lives.
And that's Carla's point. Let's hope they didn't follow you back here.
Yeah.
Because they assume that it must be the gang. Everyone ignores Carla, though. It seems that Becky is genuinely...
Including Swain, who should know better because she's a fucking detective.
So the people who disagreed with me say that, well, she's a mother.
She's not Becky's fucking mother.
My point is, she shouldn't be more suspicious then.
Right, yes. And be protective of her actual daughter and not her ex-wife.
It seems Becky is genuinely freaked out by this, and she goes off to find out who sent it. Our number one suspect is Costello, who obviously denies it, but it's clearly him, and he reminds her of how many lives are jeopardised by her extended stay, and she really should fuck off back to Spain. Playing along with Costello's bullshit, Becky goes off to sort it all out. Becky's idea of sorting it out is to take creepy photos of Costello's daughter at the precinct.
Yeah. Creepy as fuck.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Carla comes home.
Why is Costello's daughter in the precinct? Where does Costello live?
Above the ice cream shop, apparently.
No, because that's
He
where...
lives in Gav's old flat.
Wait, which one was Gav's old flat? Because...
It was the one that was on the right near the stairs, I think.
All right, so that wasn't Racist Kelly's. Because I thought Racist Kelly moved into Gav's old flat. And now, who lives in Racist Kelly's old flat? It's, isn't that...
Abby. It's Abby and Carl.
It's Abby and Carl.
Joel's blood is still somewhere.
Racist Kelly's blood is still somewhere.
And Joel's. You got a nasty scratch, remember?
Ooh.
Meanwhile, Carla comes home and reminds Swain that she doesn't think it's a great idea for Becky to be bringing these problems to their door. Swain says Becky's not doing it on purpose, which is the wrong answer, and then says she doesn't want another argument about this. So Carla goes back to work. Kit is preparing for his DS interview by not wearing a suit and tie. Costello's about to interview Kit when he gets an anonymous text with the photo of his daughter. An interview doesn't seem to consist of anything, as Costello has to take a call from Becky, who takes responsibility for sending the photo and suggests it would be a shame if anything happened to his daughter. Costello reminds her who she's talking to, and she should know what he's capable of. Becky tells him to stay clear of her family. Costello pushes things off his desk, and on the other side of the door, Kit hears most of this. Later, Swain comes in and blabs about the funeral wreath Becky received. Costello quickly ushers her away, and Kit looks like he's added two and two together. Meanwhile, Betsy, who is perhaps the most annoying character in the show right now, is frantic, telling Carla that they need to get to the safety of Spain pronto. Carla thinks Aretha...
And she's doing her shaky voice. Did you notice Betsy's doing her shaky voice now? Mm-hmm. Her voice. Which is just worse. It makes it worse.
It's like a little sheep saying it.
I hate it. People complain about Cody Smith McPhee's character in The Road and how he's like the whiniest kid ever.
At the end of the world.
Ignoring the fact that this poor kid is going through the end of the world. Yeah.
Oh, what a whine.
Right. It's like,
moan,
Papa,
moan.
Papa. And people are like, shut up. Why does he keep whining for his papa? Oh, I don't know. Maybe because the world is dead and people are eating children. Spoiler alert. For the book, mostly. Betsy is so much worse than Cody Smith McPhee in The Road when it comes to...
Wow, that's damning.
Whining. And she doesn't even have the end of the fucking world to back it up.
You good?
For this second.
Carla thinks the wreath changes everything and doubts Becky can keep anyone safe regardless of the time zone. Swain comes home with no further news about Becky, but she's an adult and she can go where she wants. And Betsy thinks, well, so am I, and she's determined to go out looking for her.
Right. Why do you think that you're capable of finding her and also beating up gangs? Let's not forget how terrified she was when Joel finally, attacked her and called her bluff. Let's not forget that Betsy talks a good game, but when, when people are actually rough with her, she's fucking terrified.
So they should just let her.
No.
Call her bluff. On you go then. But at this, Becky comes in tears, claiming to have no idea who sent the wreath and needing it to stop. Betsy comforts her while Carla is like, seriously, so fucking what?
Cut up your credit card and then it'll stop, Becky.
Later, Carla is wanting to say something difficult. She feels like she's losing Swain. Never, says Swain. But then Betsy and Becky storm in, with Betsy announcing that she's solved the problems and that Becky will be moving in for a bit.
Not your job, kid.
And she doesn't think there should be a discussion. And if anything happens, I'll never forgive you, she says to Swain. And it's because of this line, I think, that Carla relents. But the iciness in the room can't be ignored. And Becky doesn't ignore it. And she's on the phone to someone offering them a fun job if they're up for it.
Yeah, a fun job if they're up for it.
So this is Carla realising that if they throw Becky out, Betsy's going to blame Swain for it and believes that I will never forgive you until dinner time or whatever from Betsy, and so gives in.
Yeah, without once again pointing out that Becky staying there puts everyone in danger. Mm-hmm. If we are to believe that she's actually being attacked by this gang.
Now, at this point, not only do I not believe that Swain is a detective,
no,
I don't believe that Becky was ever a detective either.
It blows my mind. I don't believe Becky was ever a police person.
Right.
Much less a detective.
This isn't the behaviour of hardened cops, I don't think.
No.
And this allure of a fictitious gang, the Curtis gang.
Right.
That
we
that
never
there's
heard
never
of
been
before
any
this
evidence
storyline
of.
has ever started.
And that
And involves people that we know are in Harvey's gang.
surely at some point Swain's going to need some evidence of something that doesn't come just from Becky.
But apparently she doesn't. And that's why I do not blame Carla for anything that happens this week. She is dead to rights.
Well, I don't want to
for all of it.
To blow my opinion this early on, but I agree.
I'm trying to be subtle here.
I think we're meant to agree. I think we're meant to be Team Carla on this. I know not everybody is, but
there's no possible way to be Team Swain in any of this.
I think you need to think that Swain's playing some 4D chess here. But I don't think Swain's playing 2D checkers at this point.
100%. It's just. You know, because things happen later on in the week, which we will get to.
Shall we get to then?
Yes.
Okay. On Wednesday, seems someone has slept on the couch at number 6. Carla wants to chat with Swain later. Swain isn't sure what about. Carla's like, really?
Really? Really?
So I'll need to wait. They arranged to meet at the Rape Hotel for drinks, lunch, a chat, and maybe their haul. Maybe
Yes.
Carla's going to get a room. Swain thinks this is a great idea.
Oh, yeah.
Becky is on the stairs eavesdropping to all of this.
Right. She's looming on the stairs again. It's like, do they not understand that she's looming on the stairs like all the time?
These are the
If they don't wonder where she is, she slept on the couch and she's no longer on the couch. Where did Becky go? Should we be having this open conversation where Becky might overhear us? Should we check and maybe make sure where Becky is before we talk about making plans together?
because every time they do, something happens.
Something happens every time they make plans, or every time Lisa sort of stands up to Becky. Every time one of those two things happen, that's when all of a sudden Becky's life is in danger again. Those are the only times.
Yeah, there's a pattern.
There's a pattern.
There's a pattern that a
there's
detective
a clear
should spot.
pattern that a detective absolutely should spot, but doesn't. Well, one does, but he's not in the room at the moment.
And those stairs are the noisiest, creakiest stairs in the street.
Right, and they're so open with like that cast iron black sort of railing.
At the cop shop, Kit is looking for Costello and wonders where the useless DI has got to. When Swain leaves to meet Carla, she finds Becky supposedly drunk in a hedge, grasping onto a bottle of Carla's Merlot.
Yes, her expensive Merlot. But she's just kind of like standing there. She's not even pretending really to be drunk. Because if this is her pretending to be drunk, she's not only a bad detective, she's a bad actor.
And she also gets that drunk on one bottle of wine.
I mean, it's possible.
Is it? Because later on, after Swain throws her back in the house, when she turns round, Becky's passed out.
Yeah, Becky, well, she pretends to pass out. I think she very carefully laid down so she's half in and half out when Swain's back is turned, because that's so ridiculous. Ryan, I apologize for every time I criticized your opening act.
It was his first couple of scenes, wasn't it?
First couple of scenes.
And we're never going to let him live that down.
No, we're not, but this was worse.
Oh, this is much, much worse.
So bad.
So, Swain's obviously going to be late. Carla's sitting at the Rape Hotel waiting for Swain to arrive,
Right.
and realises that she's not going to.
Yep, tries
so
to call
gives
her.
up. Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it's like Becky is a grown woman. She passes out, fine. Go throw her on the couch and then leave.
Mm-hmm.
But instead, she picks her up, and then Becky miraculously is awake again.
Mm-hmm. And chatty.
And it's like, blah, chat, chat, chat. And then it's just, Swain's like, go take a shower, and I'm just going to sit here.
Right.
Why are you sitting there, Swain? Go have lunch with Carla.
Mm-hmm.
Becky's an adult. She can take care of herself.
And I'm guessing she's been drunk before.
Probably drunk a lot in Spain. Because what else are you going to do in Spain besides drink and lay out in the sun?
I don't think she did either of those things. I'm honestly not convinced she's ever been to Spain.
And eat excellent food. I forgot. Eat excellent food.
And live longer. So, Swain's still at home listening to Becky moan about how Carla hates her and how she used to have a family and she had it all. Swain sends her off to have a shower, and when she comes back down, she's remarkably sober and wearing a housecoat and in the mood for tomfoolery. So Carla walks
Right,
in.
yeah. And when Swain suggests to her that she has a shower, Becky's like, care to join me?
No, I didn't write that down. That's just so awful.
And it's like, not even that. That should be the point where Swain says, all right, we're done here. Get out of my house and get out of my life. But it's not. It should be, but it's not.
Because Swain insists to Carla that Becky respects the fact that Swain loves Carla. And Becky so obviously doesn't respect that.
Does not respect it at all.
And then she blames it on being drunk. Except
she's not really drunk.
So Carla walks in on Becky, Swain and Betsy all having a right laugh and is gutted that this is what Swain stood her up for. Here she is at the bottom of the pecking order. Swain tries to explain what was so important, but it just sounds like an adult woman was drunk during the day, and Carla is also fucking what about this?
Yeah.
Today was supposed to be about them, and when Carla tells Becky to leave and Swain doesn't back her up, Carla understands the lay of the land and leaves. Becky thinks Carla was out of order for walking out. You can talk, says Swain, and she orders Becky to get fucking dressed and fuck off.
Yeah.
So she fucks off to the community garden where Kit drops by and wonders if she has any insights into where Costello could have disappeared to. Then he gets a call telling him Costello's been mugged.
What?
Maybe a job that somebody would have found fun.
Yes.
Maybe.
And actually mugged, not had his purse taken from his chair while sitting in the bistro.
Carla goes home, expecting Becky to be in a bustier or something, and wondering where her bottle of Merlot has gone. Becky, of course. They're supposed to talk, but Swain would rather make a sandwich. She says how sorry she is for standing her up. Do you know, and I like a sandwich.
Yeah.
But sometimes the sandwich is secondary.
Right.
She says how sorry she is for standing Carla up, but Carla's sick of feeling like she's not important. Swain says that Carla is her priority, and she talks about how Carla has changed everything.
Bullshit!
She says they're a family, but Carla
Bullshit.
feels like an imposter in her own house watching Swain play happy families with her ex-wife.
Yeah.
Swain says give it a couple of weeks and Becky will be gone, but Carla thinks this is hilarious.
Yeah.
That Swain still believes everything Becky says.
Right.
And it was just a coincidence then today of all days is a day that Becky gets so drunk on Carla's vino that she can't walk.
Right, and passes out. Just like the last time that they were supposed to have a pleasant lunch, just the two of them, and Becky was mobbed by the gang or something. And just like the last time when, you know, Becky broke a toenail.
Right.
Or something. It's like, you're a detective. Detect patterns.
Right. Carla says that Becky wants to get the band back together, and it's so obvious that we'll have to address how obvious it is by keeping on referring to Swain as being supposedly a detective. And we only have Becky's word that this gang is after her. She's already got Betsy on board. All she needs now is for Swain to complete the set. Despite the numerous tickets Costello's bought, she's still here, and they don't have a date for her departure because Swain never asks.
No.
How much more evidence
true.
does Swain need? Swain thinks that they'll get past this, but Carla says she doesn't know how. She says that she paid Peter to leave, and that was the right thing to do. Swain still doesn't know what to do for the best. Don't make me choose between a relationship and Betsy's relationship with her mum, she says. You already have, says Carla.
To do that. You don't have to be nice to Becky for Becky to have a relationship with Betsy.
No, exactly.
That does not have to involve you at all. You
want
Becky
to have...
comes to the door, you shove Betsy out, say, I'll see you in 4 hours, and then that's it.
Mm-hmm. You want to have a cordial relationship, a pleasant relationship, a relationship that's on good terms because it's for the best for everybody.
Right, yeah. But you don't have to hang out with them.
No.
You don't have to let them take a shower in your house.
No.
You don't have to let them walk around in a bathrobe in your house.
I love you, says Carla, but this isn't working. And she leaves just as Betsy and Becky come in. On Friday, Swain is leaving a message to Carla when she's approached by Kit, who tells her that Costello is in a Corrie special. It's a medically induced coma of the week.
Woo-woo!
After being attacked, and he reckons that Becky might have been involved following a heated conversation that you overheard yesterday. Swain immediately dismisses this without any questioning.
Right!
Suggesting that Kit is just trying to get attention.
I mean, I'm rarely Team Kit, but I am so Team Kit here.
Yep.
It's like, you won't even entertain the possibility.
Yeah, and rather than try to get attention, Kit is just quietly trying to piece all this together.
Right, yeah.
Doing what he's supposed to be doing,
He's
basically.
like, oh, is this going to make you look good for your...
interview.
He's already had his interview.
Mm-hmm.
It's already done. And Costello is in a medically induced coma. How is he going to know? how involved Kit was in all of this.
She's such a good copper these days.
Oh my God.
Becky sees the interaction from the window and Kit sees that she sees. Later, after we're reminded that Ryan still lives there, oh my God, Ryan must have been wearing these special headphones.
Yeah.
Becky says it must have been Curtis's gang who attacked Costello and then pretends to have a panic attack.
Yeah,
Swain-
and does a very bad job at it.
It was as convincing as her drunkenness.
Yeah.
Swain takes Becky's hands and promises not to let anything happen to her, to which Carla walks in. And she
Yeah.
grabs her charger, probably, and leaves, singularly uninterested in anything Swain has to say. Ryan suggests that Swain maybe shuts the fuck up about Becky for 5 minutes.
Right, yeah. And he's very calm and he's very reasonable while doing it. And he makes excellent points.
Mm-hmm.
And Lisa just refuses to hear it.
Right. Meanwhile, Kit has Carla's ear and Dev's, keen to get Swain to stop trusting Becky, but Carla doesn't really give a fuck about that either. She says there's already like 8 people in my relationship, I don't need you as well. Eva overhears this and speaks with Carla and Nina's roles and checks to see that she's okay. Carla opens up, explains how any gender can let you down, and says she's going to put an end to it today. And this is overheard by Sally.
Oh, Sally, who I wanted to slap her both times. She says, "Oh, you were such a power couple." Fuck off, Sally. What does that even fucking mean?
Well, Carla owns the factory and Swain is high up in the police. They're a power couple.
It's
That's what that means.
but if no, because
Yes.
like it's such a weird thing to say when you find out that these two people broke up. Is my point. Oh, it's too bad. You were such a power couple. Like, that's the only thing you can say about why they should still be together is that they were a power couple?
Yeah.
No.
What else is she going to say? The sex was so good, wasn't it?
No.
No,
Just,
Sally doesn't know anything about that, but she sees
No.
them as being
no. You just say,
as being women that she aspires to.
oh, I'm so sorry that things didn't work out. I'm here for you. That's it.
Yeah, but Sally's got to go
That's it.
too far, though.
That's it. You don't need to go too far. In fact, you don't have to stick your fucking nose in it at all,
It's like
Sally.
you don't know Sally. Why don't you know Sally?
You
Anyway.
know, she's an intelligent woman. She should know when to hold them and when to fold them.
Swain, who doesn't work at the factory, goes to the factory and gets commiserations from Sally, again, who overheard Carla chatting with Eva in the cafe.
Right,
and
it
this
mentions
puts
the whole
Swain's
power
nose
couple
out
thing
of
again.
joint, and it's further out of joint when Carla suggests that they take their conversation to the house. "Do you mean our home?" says Swain, cattily. Yes, because "let's take this conversation to our home" is a sentence that you could almost imagine a human being saying. So, back at their home, Swain says that she'll try harder, but Carla is unhappy, angry, and sidelined all the time, and she's had enough, and they should not be together anymore. One less person for Swain to manage, she says. In the Rovers, Ryan tries to cheer Carla up with excerpts from their wedding speech that he was planning. Once, twice, third time a lady. Except this would have been Carla's 5th.
Yeah.
He
But it's still funny.
It's still funny. He tells her that Swain loves her. The Becky thing is a stupid storyline, and we all wish it wasn't a thing, and we blame Reddit, but she shouldn't be making rash decisions. Meanwhile, Becky is trying to take a tearful Swain's mind off this, and says that she'll get through this and suggests that they put up their Christmas tree on November 28th. So, later, Swain has tinsel round her neck as she and her formerly missing wife put up the tree, and Becky practically comes in her underpants at the holiness of it all.
Yeah. Puts up the tree. The whole reason why they're putting up the tree is because it's Betsy's favorite thing to do. But who's not in the room? Who's not even there? Who's not there? Oh, I know. It's Betsy.
Ryan walks Carla home, and they both see the coziness from the street. "Pack me a case, Ryan. There's a good chap." So he goes and he does that. Upset and without her tinsel boa anymore, Swain says that she wants to keep the lines of communication with Carla open. Ryan says that he'll tell her, but then he nods towards the omnipresent Becky.
And Christmas tree.
When he goes, Becky thinks this is for the best and she can take care of Swain in the meantime, and then she moves in for a winch. Swain knocks that on the head, says that she's in love with Carla and she'll do anything to get back with her. And that's as far as we get with that this week.
If you will do anything to get back with her, listen to her say to you that you need to get rid of Becky. You can't say you'll do anything to get Carla back and that you love Carla and you want to be with Carla and then do all of the things that Swain has been doing. I completely understand the look of confusion on Becky's face when Swain's like, oh, no thank you. Because everything that Swain has been doing thus far makes it kind of seem like she would be okay with it at this point.
But here we have, there was an attempt in the
bathroom?
At the Rollers, which Christina saw.
Christina heard. She was in the stall.
And we've had declarations of love. We've had
declarations of love from
the suggestion
Becky.
of the shower.
Yeah.
We've had the attempted kiss. We've had Becky touching Swain on her leg.
Right.
And them touching as they brush by each other.
Right. And kind of like cozying up to her while they decorate the tree.
She's doing so much.
Yeah.
That I don't know that Swain can still say that Becky respects that I love Carla.
Right. And there's no reason for Swain to be shocked that Becky tries to kiss her again.
No.
It's like, she's like, what are you doing? And it's like, everything you've done thus far, Swain, makes it seem like this is what you want.
Because the only time that Swain chastises Becky, it's privately and it's quietly.
Yeah.
And you're right, when Carla says, or when Swain says to Carla, anything you want, I'll do. Well, there's only one thing that Carla wants and you won't do it.
It's like Carla is very, very clear when she says, I don't think we should be together anymore because of this whole Becky issue. And then Swain is very, very clear with Becky about you need to leave. You need to put clothes on and then you need to leave. But then she lets Becky back in. Why is Becky even there to suggest they decorate the Christmas tree? She shouldn't even be there. Why would she let her back into that house? If she has listened to Carla and who has made it very clear that Becky's the problem. Because to have Becky there when Betsy's not there just ignores this whole argument that, oh, I'm only being nice to her for Betsy's sake.
That's just so stupid.
It's like the whole Christmas tree. Oh, Betsy just goes goo-goo for Christmas and Christmas trees, and she loves to decorate Christmas trees.
And a Moosey Christmas.
Right, yeah. And Betsy's not there to decorate the Christmas tree.
So she's going to come home and go, oh, you sure of cunts, I wanted to do that.
Right, yeah. You know, and when it's like, oh, well, we can talk about something else. What else do you want to do together? And she's just, it makes me so angry because I love Vicky Myers. I love the original Swain. We made her own theme song, which the only other person who gets that is Tim's mom. And then they ruin this character.
I think so.
They ruin her for nothing. And it makes me sad because it's like the way they ruin Dee Dee. It's like, stop ruining these characters that we love.
The turning point for me, I think it was the happiest when Carla and Swain were planning their proposals for each other. And it culminated in a lovely proposal. And then, since then, it's just, and at that point, Swain's character wasn't exactly the Swain that we started to stand, because she became a regular character. And of course, you've got to put edges on her and you've got to give her a backstory.
Or rather, smooth out the edges and give her a daughter.
Right. So there's things that you accept are going to change once she becomes a regular character. And we accept that. And that's what's happened. But it was still Swain mostly. When was the last time Swain actually worked? I mean, she turned up to the police station this week, but she didn't do anything. She just mentioned about...
When was the last time Swain interviewed somebody? Right. It's been Kit over and over again.
But I can almost forgive most of that transition because that's the price that you pay for seeing somebody on the regular basis. And I love the fact that she and Carla were engaged and should be married by now, probably, if it wasn't for this whole Becky nonsense starting up.
Yeah. And let's not forget, before they got engaged, we complained because it was like every other week they were at each other's throats.
They were stable for a while before they got engaged, but
there was an awful lot of, they broke up and got back together like 3 or 4 times, which was ridiculous. And a lot of those breakups was Swain taking Betsy's side over Carla quite a few times when it was clear that Betsy was the one who was in the wrong. And the whole thing was always, Swain is always blaming it on the trauma of a dead mother, which she can't blame anything on anymore.
no, it's the trauma of an alive mother.
Yeah, now it's if Becky goes away again, then Betsy's just going to be traumatized all over again, even though she's now an adult.
Well, you can still be traumatized as an adult.
Right, yeah, but
the order of events here is if Betsy wants to have a relationship with Becky, you can't stop her.
right.
So go to Spain for a while then.
Right, yeah. Let her have a relationship with Becky.
In Spain.
You don't have to be a part of it.
Yeah.
At all.
And then she can come back. And if she wants to go back again, she can go back again.
Right, yeah.
Nobody's stopping this.
Yeah. Ugh. I feel like we could do a whole podcast just on this storyline.
I will be very much looking forward to Coronation Street and get their thoughts on this. But I do feel like this is doing such damage to Swain's character that even when the Becky is revealed to be the
villain,
the arch villain of the piece, and Carla and Swain are probably going to get back together again and probably going to get married, it's going to be hard to forget about this.
No.
And if
Yeah.
I was Carla,
I would say.
but ridiculous storyline aside, it gave us the last part of Wednesday's episode was just the two-header of Carl and Swain together, and I thought both Ali King and Vicky Myers were superb.
Yes.
I don't think I've ever been punching the air as much when Carla speaks as I did this week, because she said so many home truths.
Yeah.
And she's tried and she can't do it anymore, and it's impossible
And
to blame her.
it's so frustrating because she's so conscientious and careful with her words, which is not something historically Carla's always been good at.
Right.
But because she's being so conscientious, because she's being so careful, that's how you know she really cares about this relationship. She really doesn't want to let this relationship go. But for her own self-worth, she has to.
Right. All right, we'll move on to Sucks to be a Webster.
Oh, thank God.
On Monday, Carla's busy at the Rape Hotel making... Yeah, it's when you get to a storyline where it's a man that's trying to financially screw over his Alzheimer's sister
Yeah.
as a relief.
Yeah.
Carla's busy at the Rape Hotel making sure everything is shipshape and Bristol fashion for Debbie's return. Ryan wonders where Tracy is, as she's supposed to be setting up. Carl checks the account spreadsheet, and wouldn't you know it, Tracy is due more than $1,000. This was Carl's doing, right? Carl did this in a previous episode. He deleted something from one of the records. I think this was it.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure because Tracy has not been paid.
No.
And Debbie thinks she's paid her. So I'm not quite sure how Carl could have manufactured that.
I thought he deleted something.
I'm sure he has, but I don't know. I don't know if this is that particular thing.
Debbie is back at the hotel before going out. Debbie is back at the hotel before going on about a fantastic holiday. Carl brings her up to speed with the lack of drama, but tells her about Tracy's money issue. Debbie's sure that she paid her before she left, Ryan double checks, but she's definitely not been paid and explains this to Ronnie. Ronnie thinks people forget things all the time, but Carl suggests this is happening more and more often. He speaks to Tracy, who won't do the work without getting paid, but he manages to sweet talk her into doing it on credit. Debbie catches the end of this and is shocked that she let that slip, and this hits Debbie hard. She's still upset when Ronnie speaks to her afterwards. She speaks to Tracy about the flower mishap, and Tracy suggests that she milks her dementia for all it's worth. Debbie worries that she's getting worse and maybe it's time she took a step back from the hotel. Carl says, "Do you know, if you need somebody to take care of the accounts, I can do it." On Wednesday, Debbie is preparing for choir practice at the Rape Hotel, and afterwards she's unimpressed with the song choice. It's Save Your Love by Rennie and Renato. You familiar with that?
No.
Save your love, my darling, save your love. No.
Nah.
Debbie, in fact, is so unimpressed that she reads Glenda the Riot Act to the point that this is too much hassle for Glenda and she quits. Later in the pub, Ronnie encourages Debbie to apologise to Glenda. Glenda admits that the song choice wasn't the best, and Debbie says that she wanted to choose the song because she wants the choir to sing at her wedding. Debbie flips out when she can't find her purse, so drinks are on the house because apparently Ronnie doesn't have a wallet. On Friday, at the Rape Hotel, Ryan and Carla are arguing about Carl's request to have exclusive access to the online bank account and a suggestion that he's going to change the password, while Debbie frets about a request that she's got to do a talk at an event. Ryan is super suspicious
Yes.
of Carl's insistence,
Rightly so.
and they both nip Debbie's head, so she puts Carl in charge of accounts and Ryan in charge of rotas. All while she's trying to write that fucking speech. She's struggling with it, but Glenda thinks that she's fearless and can stand on her own truth, and failure is all part of the journey to success. And Debbie wonders where she's used that before, and it sounds like Glenda's used it on the Little Big Shots kids.
There you go.
But this gives Debbie the encouragement that she needs.
Yes.
And that's as far as we get with that this week.
Well done, Glenda.
I thought Ryan was a bit of a bulldog here.
Yeah.
Not taking Carl's shit for 1 second.
No, yeah.
And giving as good as he gets.
I've really loved Ryan this week.
Ryan was superb this week.
Ryan was great this week, which is another reason why we forgive him his drunken entry. And the
Oh,
fact
that's what she said.
and the fact that what does that even mean?
Skating on.
But yeah, and the fact that he doesn't let up even, when he and Carl meet one another outside the Rovers when one is going in and one is going out, and Carl's like, "Oh, so and so is sick and won't be in," and Ryan rightly is like, "Send me an email. Need a paper trail.
Yep.
Send me an
Ryan's
email."
so good. Ryan's going to
So
be
good.
Ryan's going to be the downfall of Carl, hopefully,
And hopefully Becky as well.
and Becky.
Yeah. Team Ryan all the way.
Everything's going through Ryan.
Yeah.
I'm not angry about it
No, me neither.
because it reminds me of the spin-off of Tim's Mum About the House.
Oh.
Ryan's Nest.
Yeah. Oh, don't tease me with a good time. I'd so much rather watch Ryan's Nest
Right.
than
And Tim's Mum About the House.
Yes. Yes. Can we please have just those two shows and not any of the rest of this, please?
Carl's making it so obvious that he wants his mitts and the money.
Yeah.
He should be far more blasé about it.
Yeah. But he's
Because
not.
if everything goes wrong, everyone's going to remember this.
Yeah. Yes, they are.
Debbie's flipping out when she couldn't find her purse on Wednesday.
Oh, so heartbreaking.
It was heartbreaking, but then it never seemed to be resolved.
Well,
So nobody-
Glenda calms it down by saying drinks are on the house.
This doesn't detract from the fact that Debbie is sure that she has her purse, though. Who's going to pay for the drinks is the secondary problem here. The primary problem is that
She
Debbie
doesn't know
can't
where her
find her
purse
purses.
is. Yeah.
And I thought maybe there should have been a little bit more
Because you know who probably has that purse?
Ronnie.
Who's the one who needs money to go back to Germany?
I don't think Carl's got her purse.
Possible that Carl has her purse.
Well, I guess this is kind of my point. This is not resolved.
Yeah.
So she doesn't find it.
No.
And Ronnie doesn't really do very much to calm the situation because he doesn't have, somehow he's the queen, he doesn't have any money on him either.
No. Well, no, because she made a big deal about the fact that she was going to pay, and she seemed to get offended when when Ronnie was gonna. I think he knows. He knows that him white knighting the whole thing is going to make matters worse.
All right, we shall move on to Pampering Fiz. On Monday, Fiz is at the end of her tether with Hope and Ruby, and no wonder that music was fucking awful.
It was terrible. And also, headphones, earbuds.
Doran has
Be a normal kid.
kept Fiz up all night, and she's none too pleased about Tyrone sitting around ahead of his physio appointment. So Fiz makes up an obvious lie about Cilla going in for an operation and needing someone to look after her when she gets out. Tyrone says that she should definitely offer to help. Well, only if you're sure, says Fiz. So it's Cassie that has to take Tyrone to his physio appointment,
Even though she's on the switch.
even if she has to shut the cab office down to do so.
Because Steve is involved with a different ridiculous storyline.
Yes. Tyrone's treatment is slow, but he's able to move between those two parallel bars. Cassie is super proud of him, and after a little bit of protesting, she's able to take a video of his progress. Later, Fiz calls Tyrone and was proud to see the video, but she needs to get Cilla's dinner on, so she can't chat for too long. What a good woman you've got there, says Cassie. But Fiz isn't with Cilla. She's at the rape hotel.
Yes, ordering room service at the bar. Ordering room service. She came down out of her room.
I guess you can do that.
Yeah, but why would you? And what? I mean, it feels like it would have had just as much impact if she hangs up the phone and she's sitting on the bed, and then she calls room service.
Mm-hmm. It seems that they haven't deconstructed the room sets because we had Abby and Carl in it recently.
Yeah.
Maybe Fiz just doesn't go to fancy hotels or any hotel all that often and thinks that you need to go down to the bar to offer room service and then race back up the stairs to get back to your room before the meal arrives.
Right. Woofed.
No, you can usually phone down.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's usually a button on the phone for room service.
That's what people typically do, yes. Yeah. Although I'm sure you could probably even just do it online at this point. Couldn't you?
What a wonderful world we live in.
I mean, you can order DoorDash from your hotel room.
Yeah.
I've done it.
Yeah, as long as your hotel has an address, they will deliver.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So on Wednesday, Chesney, for some reason, is delivering pizzas to the rape hotel.
Yeah, for Glenda's choir.
And he bumps into Fiz, who's got a towel wrapped around her head and then a dressing gown in the foyer.
Yeah.
Has Fiz just never been to a hotel?
I don't know.
Maybe you do if it's a spa hotel, and there are spa treatments, I guess. Maybe
yeah,
you
but wouldn't you be doing that in the spa area of the
put your clothes
hotel?
back on when you go into the public area.
Right, yeah. You take your clothes off once you get to the spa. You don't walk around without your clothes on.
I'm just surprised that Fiz didn't take a shit in the middle of the floor. She has no idea how to behave at a hotel. So Jess thought that Fiz was with their mother, but obviously he hadn't checked with Cilla himself, the useless shit.
Right, yeah. He's like, I thought you were with Mum. And it's like...
If you know that your mum's going to go for an operation, or you suspect that that's going to happen because your sister's told you.
You call your mum.
Maybe phone your mum.
You call your mum.
Maybe phone your mum more often, Chesney. I know you didn't really get on with her that well, but still. Fiz explains how everything is getting on top of her, especially Doran, who will not shut the fuck up for 1 minute.
And apparently kicks in bed.
And then she discovered that she had a spa voucher. Chesney offers to help. So Fiz goes home and suggests that Cassie moves back in, and I hadn't realised that she'd moved out.
Right, well, she's been living with Tracy and making Tracy's life miserable.
But was that part of a moving out thing, or just she happened to be there?
Remember, Chesney and Fiz got mad at Cassie for something? She did something.
Oh, she tried to kill Ken.
No. She was supposed to be taking care of Tyrone, and she went to get laid instead, and then didn't come back, and Tyrone fell over and broke his arm. That's why they kicked her
Oh,
out.
sprained his wrist.
Yes. Yes, but here's the hilarious thing. Here's Fiz complaining to Chesney about one toddler. One toddler and two teenagers who should be helping.
Mm-hmm.
And here's Chesney with 4 toddlers and Joseph.
Yep.
And here's Chesney with 4 toddlers and Joseph saying to Fiz with 1 toddler and teenagers who should get off their ass and stop listening to crappy music.
Yeah, listen to better music.
Oh, that sounds terrible. I'll help you. Because I don't have enough on my plate already with 4 toddlers and Joseph.
I'd love to listen to this more, Fiz, but I need to deliver these pizzas.
So that I can pay for shoes for my children so that my wife doesn't attempt to steal shoes again. And also, did I mention that one of those 4 toddlers is deaf?
But you've got it so hard, Fiz. She's about to come clean about her whereabouts to Tyrone, but Chesney steps in, privately thinking that everyone is entitled to take a day off just once in a while.
Yeah. Yeah, let's all remember this the next time Gemma wants to take a day off. And Chesney gives her shit for it.
Right. Yeah, this was a strange Fiz doesn't know how to behave in a hotel storyline.
Right, and, you know...
But I love the fact that Doran just doesn't stop.
And Fiz abandons her family.
And now we're into nearly month number 9 with nobody mentioning Elena.
No. They've just accepted they have Doran forever.
May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Oh, month 8. Month 8.
Climbs into bed with Fiz and kicks her all night. And apparently there's a spare bedroom downstairs. Because remember when we were talking about where's Tyrone sleeping?
Yeah, there's a front
Apparently
room.
he rolls out of this week he rolls out of a front room we've never seen before. And
Yeah. I'm not sure of the geography of the house anymore.
right, yeah, which I don't know where they've put it. I don't know. But anyway, I guess that mystery is solved.
Thank goodness.
Fiz isn't carrying him upstairs every night. Instead, Dorian is kicking her all night.
Right, we'll move on to our next storyline. Piecing Asha back together. Matt included.
Yes.
On Monday, Steve and Dev are helping Kev move some boxes into his living room.
John Doe has the upper hand.
And they do make a what's in the box joke.
They do. They do make a what's... Because they listen to the podcast.
Kev has big plans to turn his house into a pub, maybe with a nightclub upstairs and a casino in the basement, just so he doesn't have to bump into Abby and the Rovers. There are other pubs, Kev. So
Drink
he
at the bistro, Kev.
So he sets up a dartboard and installs a urinal in his downstairs closet. Steve and Dev help him set it all up, and when the board's up, Kev is keen to play tenor a game, which spoils it for everyone else. Dev becomes suddenly keen to chat about Asha, which allows me to link this to later episodes in the week.
Right, yes. And the only reason why Dev stays is because he gets, like, free whiskey. Mm-hmm. It's not even beer.
Nope.
And Kev's like, oh, I also bought this whiskey, just so you will stay.
Yep.
Just so you will stay and drink whiskey in the middle of the day, even though you own and run at least 2 businesses on the street.
While you're trying to throw sharp objects at my wall.
Yes.
On Wednesday, Dev and Bernie go to see Asha, who is wearing cyan and seems to be in good spirits. Dev and Bernie seem back on track again, which is good to see. Asha reveals that she's been given the all clear to go home, but she doesn't know if she's ready, and she hasn't heard anything from any of her mates. Dev points out that she asked them to stay away, but Asha seems surprised that they did exactly that.
Right, yeah. She's like, well, yeah, for the first few days, but I was kind of hoping that, you know, eventually. And it's like,
Well, we'll send them a text then.
right, yeah, exactly.
Summer, Amy and Billy descend on Nina's rolls. No one knows why Billy's there.
No.
But then Dev comes in, upset that Summer and Amy are having a laugh, and gives them a ticking off for not visiting Asha, even though there's no way they could have known that she wanted to see them. Thank you, so-called friends. Roy goes to see Dev to make peace and to say that it's unlikely that her fear of coming home is entirely to do with Summer and Amy. Thank you, Roy.
Yeah.
So on Friday, Dev has forgotten about the appalling way he spoke to the young team yesterday and meets them in Nina's rolls to give them a jigsaw to take to Asha. And it's a jigsaw of all the pals together, presumably one where Summer wasn't out of her tits on acid. Mm-hmm. Nina's worried that Dev's expectations on a full and quick Asha recovery are a bit high.
Yes. Thank you, Nina.
He goes to see Asha ahead of the young team, and she's now unsure about the visit, but Nina and Amy turn up. But Asha seems upset that Summer isn't there. Summer's running late.
Yeah. Cut Summer some slack here, because she seems to be the only one who's still in college and actually, trying to better herself.
Yeah.
Of the four who were supposed to be in college, bettering themselves.
It's all awkward as fuck as they chat about jigsaws, but Dev is in the background giving them all a thumbs up. It's a Homer thumbs up though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Summer eventually arrives after rushing from her lecture and her bus being late, and she takes a breath and then passes out for the first time in 2 years.
Yes.
Nina offers to call Summer an ambulance.
Summer, you're an ambulance.
But Asha's on hand to help with orange juice.
Yes.
And this is us showing that Asha just can't not care.
Yes.
She's
Asha loves to care
help
for people.
The others have gone, so Dev and Asha are working on the jigsaw, and she suggests that Dev takes it with him so she can continue to work on it at home. And that's as far as we get with that this week.
Yes.
I thought this was kind of lovely.
It was kind of lovely. Dev is still incredibly pushy and also rude to the young crew.
What's his problem? It's like he didn't know that this was an issue.
Right.
But then expects that Nina and Amy and Summer should have known.
Right. And
what
they're
he
not,
didn't know.
And they're not allowed to laugh.
Ever.
No.
You're not allowed to have fun while my daughter's in a mental institution.
And he's also so incredibly pushy with Asha. Like, he only hears what he wants to hear. And, both Bernie and Nina are saying to him, hey,
look at us.
Calm down.
Oh.
And look at us. Look at us. Calm down. I'm the captain now. And also, Asha will come, don't push Asha to come home before she's ready.
So much going on in that scene. So much subtext.
Right, we got
to Hot Ones and Captain Phillips.
Yes, we've got Paul Rudd and Tom Hanks on the scene. Wonder how they could afford that.
Evil dies tonight!
Oh, no.
No.
John Doe has the upper hand.
There you go.
There we go. It stars all the way down.
Yes.
I thought it was fairly lovely. It's nice to see. It was nice to see Summer pass out again.
Yeah. It was funny. Like, she comes in.
She's so
and
white.
She says these things. She's breathless.
Mm-hmm.
And then we see things from Summer's point of view. And Summer's apparently in a fishbowl. A fishbowl that zooms in and out. And in and out. And then...
Pulses, maybe.
And then collapse. But, also... What the hell, Asha? What the hell? Oh, well, I guess Summer doesn't care because she's not here yet.
Mm-hmm.
They've told you that she's on her way,
Imagine
that
if
she
you-
had a lecture.
Imagine if you're Nina or Amy in that room.
Yeah, like, are
Well,
we chopped liver?
It's a chopped liver situation. 100%.
Are we not women?
And Nina's like,
We are Devo.
we've seen each other naked.
Yes.
Hello.
Hi. Oh,
Unbelievable.
it's funny, though, because, like, Nina's like, oh, why didn't you tell us the guy at the counter was so hot? And Asha's like, you do know me, right? We did date.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, we did see each other naked.
Right, yes. Okay, I think we firmly established that Nina is the one who's bisexual and that Asha is firmly in the lesbian camp now. But still, Nina, pick your battles.
Yeah. I did like Asha coming to Summer's aid and helping with the orange juice.
Right,
and
yeah, it was
getting her
very
sugar
nice.
up and all that sort
Yeah.
of stuff. And you've more or less, I was going to say hinted at it, but I think you've slapped it in the face. That's
what I like to do.
It made the collection, the new collection of Summer Falling Over.
Yeah.
And what it highlights is the first 3 examples of Summer Falling Over. I think 2 of them are in, or maybe all 3 of them are in Billy's flat.
Uh-huh.
One's on the couch and 2 of them are behind the couch.
Right.
But they're just shot so simply.
But
they're
then-
shot nice and
Right, yeah.
clearly. She
She
goes
just-
down and then you see her lying on the floor.
Right.
This had a weird filter on it.
Right.
Had the sort of fisheye
Fishbowl,
camera.
yeah.
And then when she falls down, the camera is fixed on her face and it's the scenery. So, Kate Brooks. If there was ever a Kate Brooks
Yeah.
thumbprint on something,
Right.
this was
Don't
it.
forget, she also fell over when she was being held prisoner in a nursery.
I couldn't remember if she did fall over during
She
that.
does fall over. She goes and she beats on the window a little bit and then
With-
she
with
falls
her
over.
shoe.
Right. Yeah.
With her gym shoe.
And then she falls over. And then what's his name? Mike.
The previously shoved Mike.
Yes. He comes in and he freaks out because she's fallen over.
I'll need to track that down then, so I can add it to my new collection. Summer falls
falling
over.
over. Yes.
It's Summer Falls Over. It's a seasonal collection.
Into winter.
All right, our final storyline tonight is Theo No Sleeves, and I'm going to save my biggest for this.
Yeah, because this was. It's terrible. The show terribly bookends this week with the terrible Becky story on one end and the terrible Theo story on the other.
But there's not many laughs other than Kev and he's turning his house into a pub.
Right, yeah.
And that's kind of sad more than it is funny.
Right, yes.
Theo No Sleeves then. On Monday, Todd's walking like he shat himself after his run yesterday. Theo says he'll need to get used to this training regime if he's going to complete this half marathon and suggests that they go for another fucking run. At Dev's, Todd runs into Billy and Summer and they chat about his jogging malarkey and packing in the job at the Undertaker's. But then Theo comes in and catches them chatting, and Summer and Billy don't seem to appreciate Theo's jokes at Todd's expense, given how he's such a fucking wimp and everything. Back home, Theo's in a foul mood with Todd because of the way he was flirting and giggling with Billy. Todd hasn't a clue what he's talking about.
Right, yeah, because they weren't flirting and giggling. They were talking like grown men.
First Pete, now Billy. So Todd apologises and promises it won't happen again. This calls for another run, says Theo. So when they run by Billy and Summer later, Todd is quick to temper his expressions. On Wednesday, in Nina's Rolls, Theo mocks Todd's desire to get a new undertaking job and suggests he gets something where he can work from home in isolation from the outside world.
Right, yes. And also, apparently, being an undertaker is creepy.
Mm-hmm.
He won an award.
He won a stiffy.
Yeah, he won a stiffy before George won a stiffy.
He had a stiffy long before George had one.
Yes.
In fact, George still hasn't had one because they took it off him.
Yeah. Yeah. Christina took away a stiffy.
Yep. Nothing to add about that.
No.
It's a funny noise.
It is.
And Nina's Rolls, oh no. Yeah. So in the meantime, Theo goes off to work with Pete, despite Todd's incessant flirting with the prick. Sarah drops in to see Todd for a catch-up. Todd's looking at remote work as per Theo's suggestion, and Sarah, thankfully, doesn't think this sounds like something Todd would enjoy, because he's Todd.
Right. He
needs other people.
He does need other people.
Later, outside, Sarah sees Theo and Pete getting into their van, and Pete is very handsy. She confronts the two of them and wonders what they've been up to with their cosy wee chat. Pete calls her an attack dog.
Right,
And
yeah. Pete says this to a woman he's never met before.
And just as Sarah's about to attack, Todd pulls her off.
But not like that.
He tries to explain how Theo can be, but he can't find the words. So when Theo comes home, he pretends that everything is fine, and it was just a laugh because Sarah's there, and he invites them both to the pub, except Todd. Todd needs to stay home and apply for jobs. In the pub, Sarah admits that she wasn't sure about Theo to start with, but thinks that he's great now that she sees Todd so happy. So when Theo gets home, he starts complaining to Todd about Sarah stirring the pot all the time, and maybe it would be best if Todd didn't have that toxicity in his life.
Yeah.
On Friday, Todd's making a dreadful breakfast and insisting that he needs pushing from Theo, who has scheduled another running day and goes off to get their bedroom mirror to put it in the living room, which makes it a living room mirror. After running and maybe getting their hole, James pops over for a visit.
Right, yes, because 'cause Todd's in his bathrobe. So I think the implication is that hole was had.
Yeah, because Theo tries to make a joke about his pulse was elevated, but his geopositioning remained steady.
Right, yeah, which I think also implies hole. Getting.
Theo also calls James Jimmy. Whew. James has popped over with some gear to help with Todd's muscle soreness, which he demonstrates on Todd, which is enough to get Theo super jelly.
Right, yes, because let's all remember, Todd is only wearing a bathrobe, and at no point does James say, hey, why don't you throw some clothes on, and then I will do this to your legs, which he should have done. Don't get me wrong.
But they're all gays together.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. At no point is James at all flirting with Todd in front of Theo. This is not happening. But you'd think Todd, knowing how ridiculous Theo is, you'd think Todd would say, hey, let me throw some shorts on before we do this, okay? It'll take me 5 seconds. But that does not happen.
See, every time I catch myself thinking something like that, I'm thinking, am I victim blaming here?
It seems weird that James doesn't say, hey, throw some clothes on and then I'll demonstrate this on you.
Yeah.
It does feel a little victim blamey, but also it feels writer blamey.
Yes.
And that's the way I feel you should take it when I criticize this scene.
James heads off and Theo accuses Todd of flirting with every man in Weatherfield.
Right, yes.
Todd, again, doesn't have a clue what Theo's talking about, so Theo pushes Todd into the mirror and they struggle a bit, but Todd ends up with his face smashed into the glass. And so Todd explodes in a fit of rage, calls Theo a controlling bully and a violent cunt, and throws him out. Oh, no, that doesn't happen.
No, it should, but it doesn't.
Theo grabs Todd a towel and tells him to watch his feet while he clears up the glass. Todd grabs the towel and locks himself in the bathroom, it seems, but he comes out later and says that it's going to need stitching. Theo says it was the tug-of-war thing and he must have bounced off the mirror in a terrible and unpredictable accident. In the hospital, Theo is telling light-hearted jokes about him being clumsy as a kid, and he chuckles away while Todd holds the towel on his head. He thinks it was lucky he was there to help after Todd fell into the mirror completely on his own with no assistance from him. He promises to take care of Todd. When he's been seen, the nurse asks how he got the cut, and Todd says he just walked into a mirror. The nurse senses that there's more to it than that, but then Theo comes into the room and that's that.
Yeah.
His cut is glued up and he's sent home. Back home, Theo is talking about suing Dev for the flimsiness of the mirror and doesn't appreciate Todd's disagreement about the force he used to slam his face into the mirror, and it looks like he's going to get nasty again, so Todd goes to his bed. As an aside, James catches Dee Dee in the pub looking at Singapore on her laptop, and she's dead sus about it. Back in the flat, Theo has made dinner, but it's cold. And when Todd says, well, it's cold, Theo says, well, maybe after taking you to the hospital and checking to see you're okay and clearing up all that glass after you headbutted the mirror.
And making this dinner for you.
And then flirting with James. Maybe I had too much on the go to make sure that your dinner was fucking hot.
Eat it.
And then he says, eat it. And then he says, it's one of Yasmin's chickens. And that's how we end this week's episodes.
Because remember, let's not forget that after James leaves, Theo then refuses to make dinner. So when did Theo have time to go back and make the dinner after smashing Todd's head into the mirror and taking Todd to the emergency room and then bringing Todd home from the emergency room. When did he have time to not only make dinner, but let dinner sit long enough to get cold?
Well, I think dinner was made, and it's just been sitting getting cold since.
Which is weird, because he's like, I'm not making you dinner because you flirted with James in front of me. How dare you? Because he was just chopping up vegetables when James came in.
I don't know. I don't think this is a bit that we should be focusing on.
Well, the whole thing sucks. The whole thing sucks. It is terrible. It makes me shout at the television. And it's just the way, like, Theo is able to just automatically make everything Todd's fault is ridiculous. And the fact that Todd, when he is alone with the nurse practitioner or whatever, doesn't say, help me, is ridiculous.
Yeah, the nurse seems to
She
figure
knows.
out, because she's seen that a million times probably. What I found most striking about it was months ago or weeks ago, maybe months ago, if something like this was to happen, Theo would be super apologetic. This will never happen again. I don't know. I need to get on top of my jealousy. Blah 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 blah.
Right.
He doesn't even bother
He
doing
doesn't
that
even
anymore.
bother. He doesn't even
Doesn't have
bother
to
with
bother.
that. No, he just makes it Todd's fault. Like, oh, you're so clumsy. You fell into the mirror. Mm-hmm. And it's like, do you think that's going to work? And apparently it does work. You know, Todd does shut up. He does,
Yeah,
like, until Theo, like, starts mentioning Dev, and then Todd's like, I don't know if this will hold up in court, sir.
Todd's picking his battles, I guess, but the difficulty in picking your battles is you kind of lose sight of the battles that you should absolutely be fighting. So he's thrown Theo out in the past. Of course he should be absolutely doing it again.
Yes.
I guess the only thing that is there anything that's changed positively this week? I thought maybe Sarah, at least seeing Pete and Theo
Right.
larking about, was maybe going to be something that we can later rely
Right,
on.
but then she says to Theo, oh, you know, I wasn't sure about you before, but you seem nice now.
Mm-hmm.
Was
Well done, Sarah.
like, Sarah, really? Really? You really think that? And then it's so horrible when Theo goes back and says, yeah, I don't think you should be friends with Sarah anymore. And Todd doesn't push back on it. Then again, he hasn't pushed back on him saying, yeah, you shouldn't be friends with Billy anymore. Mm-hmm. Or you shouldn't be
Billy.
spending so much time with Summer. Let's not forget, when Todd came back to the show, he was obsessed with Billy to the
Hell-bent.
point of trying to get Paul done in for murder or something. He was trying to get Paul thrown in jail.
He was trying to get Paul maybe done for being inappropriate with a minor,
Yeah,
I think.
which is close to murder.
There was a Will character, wasn't there? A Will
Right,
character?
yes. Who threw the phone in the garbage. Remember when he threw the phone in the garbage? That was so fun. I loved it when he threw the phone in the garbage. Ugh, if we're going to have a horrible gaslighting storyline, which, fine, it's a soap opera. Those happen. Do we have to have two of them? Do we have to?
Yeah.
Do we have to have two of them? We're so close to Christmas. Can't we have some, I don't know, fun and festive and joyful storylines where it's not sad that Kev is building a pub in his house and essentially paying his friends to hang out with him?
Yeah. I was thinking that this week as well, that the promise of Kate Brooks in the latest interviews that she did was promising the fun in the Rovers and the Driscolls being a lot of fun, and
Yeah,
I'm like, well, anytime you want to start doing that,
right.
feel free.
Well, she did.
Go for it.
She did when she first introduced the Driscolls and Eva. But then notice that's gone away.
Yeah, it hasn't been.
It hasn't been fun since.
And then
really.
what the Driscoll storyline turned into was a Tim storyline.
Right, yes. It turns into pedophilia. And do we really... That's not fun. That's not fun, Kate.
No. It was another week of not an awful lot of happiness, not a lot to laugh at.
No.
And last week was like that.
Very
And
making moment of the week sort of difficult sort of thing. You know, because we like to give positive things, heartbreaking things, things we love moment of the week, and not, you know, what we'll probably give it to.
yeah, I mean, I've got a fairly good idea of what moment of the week is going to be this
Yeah.
week. Because where else is it going to go?
Right.
And it's those moments of the week that I feel a little less enthusiastic about.
Right,
Although
yeah.
this week I think I can be
Because it's
on
like
board with.
the acting was really good,
Right.
but it broke our hearts.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Again, this is probably construable as victim blaming, but Eileen's house is right there. It's right there.
It's right there. It's right there. It's right there. And
But
also,
if we're going to believe that Todd suddenly isn't the character that is going to leave a violent relationship like
Right.
this, then, well,
and it's difficult because, like, we have not really been given anything that would explain why Todd stays. At least with Yasmin, we could understand it because Yasmin was a character who was already broken, who had already been in a awful coercive relationship that she had gotten out of and was rebuilding her life. So it made sense that she might fall back into that sort of thing.
the only thing that I can recall in the lead up to this is it had been a while
Right.
for Todd. It had
Yeah.
been a while. He'd been single for a while.
Yeah.
So he's grabbing on to
Right.
the first guy
'Cause
who
they
shows him
got
some
rid of
interest.
that- they got-
Except he wasn't the first guy that showed him some interest. There was at least a couple other sniffs
Right.
that he'd
They
had
had that very
lately.
lovely physical therapist of Paul's that, you know, was there. It seemed to be going great. And then the show, for some reason, just decided to drop him and make him go to somewhere else to
He
work in
went
his
to-
car wash
he went
for
to
his
London
cousin.
to work in his cousin's car wash, and then there was a Welsh guy in the hotel that was just a one-off.
Right, who
But
was delightful.
But maybe these are the things that the show wants us to remember,
And
that,
then there's-
that Todd had a chance at happiness at these and they didn't turn out, so maybe that's why he's going all in on this guy.
And then there's James.
Again, right there. I mean,
Right
I
there.
think a charisma vacuum still, but probably safe.
Better than Theo.
100%.
Let's be honest. James becomes so much more interesting when he's having sex with people. But again,
Only Carl, really.
but then again, that's the other thing too. Is like the introduction of Theo was supposed to be about this whole thing about homophobic coercion and conversion therapy and, you know, and the struggle of being gay and being brought up, you know, very conservative Christian and the way a family reacts when the father comes out as gay and trying to fit all that back together and trying to figure out how to be a family after that happens. And all of that stuff was very interesting to us because it was different and it was new and they just wiped it out.
Yep.
They said, nah, let's show you some horrible, horrible things happening to a character you actually like and want to see happy.
It felt as well that forcing Todd to eat the cold food was worse than the mirror. Because,
He's not permanently scarred by the chicken
well, let's hope not.
because it's not actually Yasmin's chicken.
Because, I don't know, there's just so much premeditation in that he's sat for a while Todd's been in the room or in the bedroom because he went away for a lie down.
And that's why the food went cold because he made it and Todd was napping. Okay, all right.
So he's done this.
Right.
He's let the food go cold and he's had this whole argument in his head
Ready
for Todd to complain about the food.
Right, yeah, because when Todd, you know, first takes a bite and kind of like winces, Theo is immediately like, oh, what is it? What's wrong? What's wrong? And Todd's like, oh, it's nothing. No. What's wrong? What's wrong? Yeah. This was completely planned by Theo.
Yeah.
Because he's terrified. He's terrified by the whole mirror thing, that this is good. A, Todd is going to leave him. And B, he's going to be found out as an abusive person, and that he is abusing people again. And that means that he might lose his kids again, even though we haven't seen those kids in months.
Right. You know.
Yeah. I know.
All right. Well, that was the week that was Coronation Street.
Oh.
Helen, what was your sponsored by Funtime Factory? What was your moment of the week?
The breakup of Swarla.
Yeah, the scene of the two of them together, that 15-minute or 10-minute scene,
Yeah.
I thought was superb, and it really was acting chops.
Yes.
To the highest order. I kind of
Absolutely.
wish that we weren't seeing it, but
Yeah.
what can you do?
And also, I wish the storyline didn't exist, but
yeah,
hey,
still.
you know.
Moment of the week.
A moment of the week.
And your boring moment of the week. Roy going on about jigsaw mats.
No, not Roy going on about jigsaw mats. Roy going on about the way jigsaw pieces are cut.
I found that actually quite interesting.
I found it like
Tabs and pockets.
it was the closest I've ever gotten to, oh, maybe they should get Roy tested.
Oh, well, I disagree, but
Boring moment of the week.
Roy and jigsaws, one way or the other.
it's Peter that loves jigsaws, though. Roy loves trains.
Yes, but let's not forget, Roy was the one who first gave Peter his first jigsaw, wasn't he?
No. I'm glad I don't know that.
Yay!
On to our Yay Meh Zzz section. We ask Twitter what they thought of this week's episodes, and they respond.
Yes, they do.
And here's how they respond. Zzz 33.3%, Meh 41.7%, and Yay 25%. So again,
That feels
fairly-
right. That feels right.
a fairly even-ish split, but virgin on the meh. We don't let that influence our decision, of course. Helen, what is your score out of 10 this week?
4.
Another 4. I think you were 4 last week, weren't you?
I was 5 last week, I think.
I'm
Well-
going to give it a 4.5 then.
Regardless, this week was worse than last week.
That was heavy going. All right, we will wrap this one up then. This episode was brought to you with thanks to our friends of the podcast: Daisy, French Helen, Pickles, DT, Wendy, Noel, Canadian Helen, Christy, Shandy, English Victoria, Aurora Yvonne, Heather Westerfield, Russell Whiting, Jackie B, Brittany Porter, Laurie Anna, Tina, Stephen, Leah, Tara J, Fiona B, Canadian Jennifer, Josephine Tingy, Anne Greenwood, Trish R, Sarah Purbrick, Ali Q, Hunker Munker, Darren, the artist formerly known as Sail My Fridge, Pamela, Marsh JT, Tom Ambrose, Christopher Anstey, Terry in LA, Joe T, Corey Dales, Matthew McKenney, Aussie Ali,
Why?
Welsh Emma, Matthew S, Rachel B, Calgarian Jennifer, Caroline and Amy Metcalf, and Catherine Montiero.
Whew.
Thank you so much, folks. We really appreciate it. If you've ever only cared about summer, write in to tell us about it. We're the talk of the street at gmail.com, and we're at Corrie Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and Blue Sky. Or you can reach us the old-fashioned way, the talk of the street, PO Box 12, Eaton Rapids, Michigan 48827. Our spoiler show will be available shortly after this one, and in this month's classics, we're going to be talking about Hilda's final episode. Get access to this exclusive content by becoming a friend of the podcast at ko-fi.com, that's ko-fi.com/the-talk-of-the-street, or patreon.com/the-talk-of-the-street. Check out voggle.co.uk for links to our merch store, YouTube channel and blog. And if you're so inclined, please leave a rating and a review on the iTunes of your podcast provider of choice. And be sure to check our pop culture sister podcast, The List of Lists.
I love dead presidents.
Thanks for making it to the end of another episode, and we will be back next week with more
Talk of the street.
Talk of the Street.
Bye.
Cheerio.